Um, Today I have my older, and I emphasize older brother, and his beautiful bride, and my beautiful niece, and her talented husband, and their crew, and Courtney, and all my nice little cash grandkids with us today. So I'm very pleased to be up here to do this, present a little bit of Jimmy's brother persona. So at this time, could you start the little clip, please?
Anyone who has a big brother will tell you that quality time together looks like this. My brother Barry is with another left. That's all I got! Come here! Most big brothers need decorations and goodies, but not mine. There was the black.
Look! There you have this perfectly.
The waffle belly.
Sounds like old Grace. Why'd you love this? Grace wants.
And the one I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, the Johnson mask. And like any tormentor, Barry fell in love with a show that made beating people up in art form.
What are you watching? American Gladiators. It mixes showbiz, patriotism, and spandex for a trifecta of viewing pleasure.
Think grossly muscular warriors with cartoonish names against accountants and televisions and beats of strength.
Wow, so many new and creative ways for people to hurt each other.
And Barry wasted no time using those new and creative ways to hurt someone. Me.
You've been gladiators.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Well, it's not to say that Jimmy was that bad. But being the peep squeak little brother, there were times that I did feel like that. We were, all three brothers were born in Arkansas. All of us born in Malvern, beautiful Malvern. My dad was a traveling insurance salesman. He had like Central Arkansas and Missouri, so he would leave on Monday and we'd see him again on Friday. And so that left my mom with the lovely job of taking care of three brothers and our three sons. And there's probably times where she probably told Dad, you gotta get another job or there might be less kids. But being in Arkansas, most of the time it was during the summer when you're not in school, it was feed them breakfast, pick them out of the house, call them back for lunch, clean them up, pick them back out, and see them at dark. So we all pretty much did that, played, and did our own things. And so most of the time, I didn't get treated that bad, but we had our moments, that's for sure. Wayne was being way too old to hang with us, so Jimmy was only a year and a half older than I, so we were pretty close to age. And eventually, he was held back in the 4th grade, so we were in school together. So we had the same classmates, the same teachers a lot of the time. So, but all of that was not bad, because it's always good to have an older brother right by your side, especially considering he's bigger than us. So a lot of times we moved in Arkansas, and one of the things Jimmy always had was the capability of making friends. It didn't matter wherever we were, he would have a friend or a girlfriend real soon. We started in Malvern, we moved to Jones Mill, Arkansas, a little hole-in-the-wall town. And then we went back to Malvern, and then we went down to El Dorado, Arkansas for just a very moment. Back to Malvern, and by that time, Jimmy and I were still in elementary ages. We had just finished 6th grade. And I guess that's when Mom put her foot down and Dad got some friends convinced him California is where you need to be. So in about 1963, he gathered up the whole family. We moved to California. Wayne was in high school at that time. He was not very happy with that because all his friends were there. But Jimmy and I started in 7th grade, and once again, didn't take long. Jimmy was making friends in school, in the neighborhood, and girlfriends, because he was always finding them too. We started out for a short time in Bellflower, actually, down on Rose Street, in a little motel dinette place or something like that. I don't know, they had a kitchenette, that's what it was. And very small. I remember sleeping on the fold-down couches. I don't know how my mom and dad put up with that, but we did that for a very brief time until we moved to a house in Norwalk, which was larger and much bigger than anything we had in Howard. So once again, like I say, Jimmy was busy making friends and stuff. And Wayne was always gone. I never even knew where he was. But Jimmy was very active in school and sports and stuff like that. He was always friends with the teachers. He kind of walked that fence where he was friends with the nice, straight, regular people, and then he also knew the tough guys. And he had a reputation, they left him alone. So once again, that saved my neck a lot of times. During that time also, Jimmy got into slot bars. I remember that very plainly, that he was always finding some way to make money. And with that money, he'd buy bigger and better slot bars. So, like I wrote down here that we never had the privilege of having allowances. So we were really good at going around and tapping on our neighbors' doors and saying, do you need some weeds pulled? Do you need the lawn mowed? Do you need car wash? That's how we made our little bit of money and stuff, so we could go out and buy our little things. So when we first got into California, it was tough on my parents because, you know, all their family and their friends were all back in Arkansas. And so it didn't take long. Dad was always looking for a church, trying to find us a church. And he ran into Eugene Clemens, and transplant from Arkansas, who is Larry Clemens' dad. So he became really tight with the Clemens and a couple of Texans, the Pierces and the Birches. And so it really didn't take long for them to invite us to Norwalk Missionary Baptist Church. So that's when we started going to church. And once again, got very involved with the church. And Jimmy was, at that time they did inter-church competitions. So we did softball games against all the churches and basketball games. And Paul Kinnemer, who was a principal in the Downey Unified School District, he would manage to get us venues to play. We get to play in all the elementary school where they had the baseball diamonds, or then we actually ended up playing in Downey High auditorium. Oh, thank you, sir. Because I'm drying out. Does it sound like that? I know my brother Ruben does that all the time. So during that time, Jimmy was very, competitive, and of course he was not always able to control his tongue or his fist, which it was part of his being a redhead, I guess. So. We continued going to church, needless to say, and actually back in those days, long time ago like that, in the 1970s, 60s and 70s, they actually did have church camps in twos. So he would be one of the first to sign up when he wasn't working. And I think at that time he became under conviction to surrender to the ministry, and he did eventually make that decision. And from that point on, being the brother, I always got to see what he did and watch him, because he was there for me to observe and tell mom and dad. So, in the last parts of the high school, Jimmy was always full of life and very busy. But at that point, he had, after his surrender, his witness just became stronger. Of course, he still had the capability of punching my mother's buttons. And in the 60s, 70s, there was always the Beatles shoes, the hippie moccasins, and stuff like that. And my mom, who at one time shoe salesperson back in Arkansas. And she knew everything about what you should and should not do to your feet. And so she would not let him wear those because it was going to hurt his feet. And so she always hid them. At first, we would always find them and pull them out and put them back on. But last part of high school, I guess in our senior year, he decided he started having struggles with, I think, and this is just my fault, I can't say for sure, Jimmy's not here for me to ask, but I feel he had his commitment to the Lord was weighing heavy on him, and I think he was trying to run away from it. So he actually took the time, got enough money together and flew to Hawaii. Nice place to go, but he had no one over there or anything like that. But there again, he made friends, got a job, and he was living on the beach. So it took him a little while to kind of realize that he had done something bad, and called mom and dad and said, "Can you get back home again?" So after that, he came back home, and it wasn't long after that he decided that he would join the Army and serve his country. So at this time, I would like to bring forward my beautiful granddaughter, Sarah, who in her 2nd grade, she had a project, and it was about American heroes. And she chose Jimmy as that hero. So